So with the matric cohort of 2022 less than a week away from receiving their final results, school leavers are facing decisions about the path that they should choose to ensure a career with a sustainable future in a constantly changing workplace of automation and artificial intelligence. Moreover, the youth face unemployment challenges, with statistics from the third quarter of 2022 showing over 4 in 10 of South African youth aged 15 to 34 are unemployed. Academic Ari Katz joins us now on job offering future sustainability for the youth. A very good evening to you, Mr. Katz, and thank you so much for speaking to us. Perhaps let's just put it into context where we talk about the youth unemployment levels, and especially if we're talking about the ages of between 15 and 34 that are unemployed. But there's obviously the issue of youth that should still be in school. So if we're talking about the matriculants of 2022 and what their prospects are these people that we should consider as immediately employable, or who should be continuing with their tertiary education?
Good evening, and thanks for giving me the opportunity. I think what's very important to understand when we talk about unemployment rates is to differentiate between the differences between learners who have tertiary education or further education and those who don't. So we know that those without a matric have a 51% unemployment rate, whereas those with a matric have only a 38% unemployment rate, compared to those with some kind of tertiary education having only a 7% unemployment rate. And therefore it's clear that the more educated the learners are, obviously the higher their chances of employment are, and the lower their chance of unemployment are. So I would encourage all learners to firstly complete their matric, and secondly continue with their studies either in the occupational framework or in the tertiary framework, as we've seen clearly from the statistics that reduces their chances of unemployment.
And, you know, with the difficulty of rising unemployment, education itself getting more and more expensive, what would you advise the youth? And also just knowing, because university is not necessarily for everyone, is it?
Absolutely not. There are multiple opportunities for school leavers. And the one word of advice that I would really give them is to conduct extensive career exploration. It's absolutely critical. We also know that statistics show that those who have conducted career exploration and who understand the career in which they're embarking upon, their chances of actually completion are obviously much higher, i.e. their chance of dropping out are much lower. And there's many tools on the internet, as well as all the colleges, Boston City campus in particular, provide free career exploration. Now, what I mean by career exploration, there are tools that will tell you what each career entails, what subjects you need, what kind of work opportunities there are, and very importantly, what are the related career opportunities. If you embark upon a particular career and you're unhappy in that career, what are the allied or related career opportunities? So the more career exploration you do, the more you know about your intended career, you're also able to choose your subject in the particular diploma or degree such that you create multiple opportunities for yourself and you're not locked into one particular focus. So it's important to do career exploration and also understand the multitude of opportunities out there, from occupational to higher education to learnerships, etc. Furthermore, if you obtain a matric, that the matric certificate will have various endorsements on it. And depending on the endorsement, that will indicate as to whether you can enter into a higher certificate, diploma, degree, etc. And even within that framework, there are multiple pathways in which one can follow to actually move from a higher certificate to a diploma to a degree. So career exploration is absolutely critical.
But Ari, without the guidance, or even with guidance, how do you know which one is the right one for you? I spoke about AI earlier on, the advent of automation. And, you know, often we're being told that it means that machines are going to take over. But there are studies that actually say the human touch is still going to be very much relevant. So there digitization or artificial intelligence does present opportunities, but also restrictions in the fact that there are rules that are there that aren't there. There are regulations that are needed, but are probably still a long way off. But there are also opportunities. So how do you match your passion, your capacity to opportunities out there?
Okay, so there are a number of things that you're mentioning over there. So let's deal with each one of them individually. So first up, I think we need to change the narrative. The narrative needs to change in the new world from, instead of asking what is the job market got to offer me, to change one of entrepreneurship and innovation. So we live in a world which is a digital world, which is interconnected, and we're entering the gig economy. And in the gig economy, I don't only have to look to render my services in South Africa, I can render them anywhere in the world so long as they're available on the internet. So if we change our mindset to one of entrepreneurship and innovation, one can then look for opportunities that support that. So for example, what COVID brought is this digital world where there's suddenly this massive demand for web design, for graphics, animation, digital, etc. So although we think that the robots are coming for our jobs, studies show that, in fact, there's going to be higher demand for employment for those with the right skills. And so that's the key, having the right skills. And in that mix is not only having skills, but also developing things like critical thinking, cognitive development, etc. And you spoke about the human touch. The World Economic Forum has produced a list of the 10 most critical skills. And what's interesting, within those 10, at least half of them are human-related skills. So although, yes, we're entering the digital economy, and yes, we're entering the world of artificial intelligence and robots, but having the right skills and coupling that with the human touch is going to be paramount in the new world.
So finally, what would you say to companies how to maximize youth unemployment, internship, or opportunities? As you say, there are different pathways for different sectors of community, but it's all about making the best of what life presents you.
So I think one other very important factor is that there's now a new responsibility on educational institutions to incorporate in their degrees and diplomas things like work integrated learning, to make sure that every qualification has in it an opportunity for learners to actually integrate the theoretical knowledge with practical experience and to build a portfolio. That enables the learner to show a potential employer what they're capable of doing, and also gives the learner the opportunity to be exposed to the workplace. That's number one. The other responsibility for educational institutions is to implement programs such as graduate support. I think there's an ethical responsibility on educational institutions, once a student has graduated, to actually provide them with the necessary support in terms of gaining the skills to navigate the digital world and to navigate the new market that's out there. Because I think it's one thing having technical skills, which a degree or diploma will give you, but in addition to that, one needs to know how to search the job market. And I think that's something that educational institutions will now need to be incorporating into either their curricula or as part of graduate support programs.
Ari, thank you so much for your time and sharing your insights with us. Much appreciated. Ari Katz speaking to us about the future. He is an academic, particularly for the youth, those job seekers and those who are coming out of primary education and going into tertiary.